A very good evening and welcome to yet another edition of the program Not Just a Woman. My name is Rose Okinda. In today's edition, we are joined by Valentine Semei. Valentine has a community-based organization. It's called Fast Track Mentors. She joins us to share about how she came up with the idea of Fast Track Mentors, to share a little bit about her experience and where she wants this organization to go in the near future. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I always say this, where are you from? Before we even go to what you do, they say for you to be able to understand the future, you must be able to grasp the past as well.
I come from Nandi County, a place called Tigo, Chesumei constituency, Elmokwangichek ward.
Is this where you were born and raised, or
Yes,
were you
yes.
raised somewhere else as well?
That is where I was born and raised. Yes.
Let's talk about Fast Track Mentors and how you came up with the idea of Fast Track Mentors, because you just don't come up with ideas like that.
Yeah.
So what precipitated Fast Track Mentors?
Okay. Fast Track Mentors is a community-based organization. We started with my sisters, Bethlyn, Jacqueline, Unita, Delphine, Jocelyn, Clevin. And it's 3 years now. We've actually been doing this for over 3 years, around 5 years now. But I can say we got serious 3 years ago about it. We started the organization after we lost our dad, and our life changed. Like things we took for not really for granted, the things we enjoyed now became a privilege to get them. And being a firstborn of a family of girls, we had so much. Our mom is not working. Our dad had been sick for 4 years. Then he passes on. So life changed. We were all in school. I had just cleared university, and my other sisters were in school. So we thought of how could we help other children. And after the challenges we went through, we decided to do something that would change lives positively.
Okay, there's something I am taking from what you've just said.
Yeah.
The things that we used to take for granted, the things that we never used to think are important, suddenly became important.
Yeah.
Let's go there. What were some of these things that now you're finding were privileges that you don't have anymore when your father passed away?
Like we used to write our shopping lists when schools were opening, and we would get like everything in the shopping list. But now life is changing. You write 20 the way you used to write, but you only get around 5, 6. That is how life changed. Being girls, we needed sanitary towels. That now it was hard to even get them. And we thought of that girl that has never had an opportunity to write a shopping list, such a long shopping list. Those girls who never who have never had an opportunity of using sanitary towels, and all the challenges girls go through. We also grew up with, personally I have 2 mentors, Dr. Letting and Mrs. Edwina Ropp. They've really mentored me a lot. I'm whom I am today because of them. They held my hand when things seemed not to be working at all. And I thought the best way to give back to them, though I love children, I love the community ever since, is mentor someone else.
Yes.
Be there for that child who has no Letting in their life. Letting is a Vice Chancellor, Management University of Africa. And I thought of that child who has no Letting in their family, whom they want to look up to. I also want a society where children grow up having people they look up to, role models.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the mentors for you. And you've talked about
Dr. Letting and Edwina Ropp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you consider your father who passed away a mentor that you lost?
Yeah, of course, of course. My dad taught me so much. He taught me to give back. He taught me to respect people, to love people, regardless of whom they are, where they come from. And he taught me to be generous, give. And for sure, from giving, I've gotten so much. You'll never lack when you give. Yeah, he was my mentor.
All right. I want to talk about the people that you focus on when you're doing Fast Track mentorship programs. We're going to go into the programs in a short while, but you're saying young children and the youth as well. Let's talk about these people. From what age to what age are we talking about, in case their parents who are watching you and they're probably saying, I want my child to be part of the, Fast Track mentorship program. Which ages are we talking about here?
At the moment, we work with 5 to 17 years. Children 5 to 17 years. And we have 3 categories of mentees, the people the children we work with. the juniors, that is class 1, the 5 years to class 8. Those are the juniors. Then we have the teens who are from 1 to form 4, and the seniors, those in colleges and universities. I have a team of the children who are under me now are around 306 in different schools. Yeah. Then we have mentors. We also have mentors in the group. Those, once they're done with the university and high school, they automatically become mentors because they've grown knowing they have a role to play.
All right.
The young ones will look up to them, so they become mentors automatically.
All right. Normally when people are engaged in such activities where they're concentrating on young adults or they're concentrating on children in such a community-based organization, we have seen there's usually the focus on girls. So let us empower the girls. Let us empower the girls to go to school. Let us give them, you know, communication skills. Let us empower them with leadership skills. But yours is a little bit different because you deal with the boys and you deal with the girls as well. Walk me through your thought processes, why you said, I don't want to focus on the girl child because this is what people have been doing in the community level, but I want to do boys and girls as well.
All right. As I said, our main aim is to change the society positively. So a society is comprised of both girls and boys. So if we only empower the girls, where will the boys go to? They are there in our lives. We also want a society where children have people they look up to. So if I empower the girls, whom will the boys look up to? My personal mentor is a man. If he said he only wants to mentor boys, he would not have mentored me, and I would not be whom I am today. And in as much as girls go through so much, boys also have challenges. And men tend to, women love giving back and talking to the girls, doing stuff for girls. I want to encourage the men to also learn to hold their hands. We say, show a brother the way in fast track mentors for the boys. Show a brother the way. They should show them so that we have a society where we raise people who are a society where there are men who can make decisions. To avoid this thing of wamekaliwa na mama.
So I'm foreseeing a scenario where you're saying if we mentor the girls only and we leave the boys, then the girls will still get pregnant because they don't get pregnant by themselves and they don't get into trouble by themselves. Boys are also involved. I want us to talk about the mentorship programs, and I'm particularly interested to look at the boys to men programs and what goes on there.
We have 4 programs with the children and 1 for the mothers, the singles and the widows. For the children, we have boys to men. This is a forum where men get to talk to the boys, let them understand what is the role of a man in the community, what is the role of a man in the family, what are the challenges. I get the mentors give personal experiences, not stories. Let them tell the boys how they encountered certain things, the challenges they went through and how they overcome them, and what is expected of them as they grow up. Yes.
In your experience, do you think that the boys have issues looking up to the father figure? Because we are living in a society where they say there are more absentee fathers than they are present fathers. Do you think this is a challenge that young boys are being brought up, they're being brought up by their mother and they have never seen the father around, they have never had advice from a father, and that's how, you know, that's just how the strain goes. So even if they'll be disrespectful, it's because probably they saw a bad father in the homestead who was disrespectful to their mothers. Do you see this as you challenge the boys?
Rose, as you know, children always copy what they see. So if the boys treat, the fathers treat their children, their mothers badly, definitely the children will do that. And after going through, going around to various schools, I've had personal interaction with the children. And I've learned so much from, there's a difference between a boy brought up by a father and a single mother. There's a big difference. So we are trying to bridge this gap that is there between the 2 boys. They don't seem to be independent. The boys who are brought up by single mothers, there are things they miss in their life that they would have known if they had a father. So we want to get mentors, male mentors, who will come in and talk to these boys who are brought up by single moms.
Let's talk about Girls Today, Women Tomorrow. It's very, very, very interesting. What goes on in Girls Today, Women Tomorrow mentorship program?
It's almost same as the boys to men. It's where the role models, the professionals, women, interact with the girls. Let them also know the challenges they've gone through. And the girls should know they'll never remain girls forever. Tomorrow they'll be women. So we want women who are independent, who can make decisions as well, who can help their spouses when they're married, people who are responsible and they can give back. Our main emphasis is giving back.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of giving back, we have places in Kenya where we have girls who were unable to go to school because they don't have sanitary towels. And I know this is something that you're very passionate about, because you have a program where you go to these high schools and you distribute this sanitary towels, or primary school as it were. But do you believe that as a Kenyan people we are at a place where we still have people who are not able to go to school? We still have young children not able to go to school, these young teenagers, because of a lack of sanitary towels?
Yes. So many girls don't miss their class. They even miss the exams. That's why we've been running a campaign, the Go Girl campaign, where we collected 10,000 sanitary towels from well-wishers, from friends, where we actually gave out to girls who were sitting, the class 8s and the form 4s, but mainly the class 8s. The high school girls kind of assorted. They have no problem in the sanitary towels.
All right.
But you'll be surprised that most schools in the rural areas, they've never even seen a sanitary towel.
Right.
Yeah. So that is why we give to ensure that girls stay in school, and it has really helped. It has really changed even the attendance in most of the schools.
All right.
Yeah.
I know there's also in-school mentorship program, and I just want to know how your organization, Fast Track Mentors, liaises with probably the principal and the school administration to make this happen, or do you just do it without the school's help?
We must get the permission from the school. That is the first thing. So I personally go to schools, look for the contacts, or even get the contacts from my friends. Then we go to the schools. The in-school mentorship program is a forum where we have both the boy and the girl child together, let them understand how the challenges the girls would go through, and also the girls know the challenges the boys go through.
Right.
Like sanitary towels, we don't normally hide them. Let the boys know when girls grow up, at some point they'll have to receive their menses, and it is not a problem, because most of the children are still young and they kind of shy away. So we make the boys also understand these girls get pregnant because of them.
All right.
They don't just get pregnant.
Right.
And if they grow up knowing their brother and sister, you'd always want to protect your own. Yeah.
So the in-school mentorship program is actually bringing the girls and the boys together.
Yeah.
It's something you do. How do you get these mentors to work with you? Because people are very busy. You come up with a community-based organization, and then you said, hey, Rose, can you help me with this mentor? And I tell you, I don't have the time. Or maybe I say, I'm going to come and offer my services, but at the end of the day, probably I let you down. How do you get people to commit? Because when you're mentoring someone, you commit them at a very early age and you continue to be in their lives.
Surprisingly, most of my mentors just offered to mentor. Like, people see what we do. We've been there on social media, very active. They see what we do, what we going around to schools and doing stuff. Then they're like, how do I get involved? I want to be a mentor. So I'll ask them to write to us, and then we go through, do you really deserve to be a mentor? Because we want people who have done something that the young children would want to be like them.
Right.
A mentor is not just anyone. It's not about age and what do you have. It's how did you, that step by step, how did you get there?
Right.
Yeah. So they write to us. We go through the help of my own mentors. We go through their profiles and see if they qualify to be. And when they qualify to be the mentors, we let them know in advance. And I also we plan our activities early enough to fit in their programs.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, finally, I want to talk about the group on group.
Game on.
The Game On, the Game On mentorship program.
Yeah,
and it looks a little bit different from the other programs that you offer, because I think it happens outdoors.
Yeah.
What activities are involved in the Game On?
Game On mentorship it's a group mentorship that it involves both boys and girls, unlike the boys to men, which is purely boys, and the girls today, women tomorrow, which is just for girls. Game On happens during the holidays, mainly December. We encourage our children to play, to take part in other activities, not just learning. So we get a place, go there, play with them, get to understand them. The 306 children are in very different schools. So it's the only time most of them have time to come together. No tuitions, they are always at home.
All right.
So we get them to interact, exchange, get to know about their schools, the challenges they went through.
All right.
Then play as they wait for the next year, where we also graduate. Those in class 8 the next year they'll be teens. The teens the next year will be those in Form 4, the next year they'll be seniors.
All right.
That is and then most of my mentors also have time in December.
All right.
And
I'm very interested with this game one because right now we know children are on holiday. And it's going to be a very long holiday. It's 2 months holiday. What do you have planned for the people who are children who are on holiday right now?
if there's a person who's very happy about the long holiday, is me. I have enough time to mentor the young people.
Okay.
We're going to do around 10 forums in Nandi County, each and every sub-constituency. We have the 6 sub-counties, sub-counties in Nandi. We're going to have an event in Nandi Hills for Nandi Hills constituency. We have one Cheptil Primary for Mosop constituency. We have at Itigo Primary for Chesume constituency. Yeah. And then in Kapsabet, Namgoi Primary for the Mgwen constituency.
All right.
Yes.
We're going to take a short break. Thank you so much, Valentine, for joining us. When we come back, if you're a parent in Nandi County and if you're listening to her, then you know exactly the plan that you have for your children. We'll be taking a short break. We'll be right back. My name is Okinda. The program is Not Just a Woman. Do stay with us.